Hello guys, can you hear me? So we need to start our class and other people will join the class. So can you tell me that, can you hear me please? Can anybody type in message? Can you hear me please? Okay, that's great. So let's start our class. Uh, Sorry for the past few weekends. I was busy in my projects and my personal assignments. So let's get back to the course and inshallah we will complete it within this month. And hopefully you will be expert in Figma and you will have a complete grip on Figma. Then after this course, I will start an advanced course. So I will induct only serious people in that course. So let's begin our class for now. So in previous class, we made a desktop version of our design, and before that, we made a mobile version. So uh, let me show you what we made. So we made this variant in our class, uh, this variant, and for desktop we made this in our last class. So hopefully you have also made this. Uh, so now let's move to some other tools that I want to discuss with you. Those are very important. So first of all, uh, I want to tell you about a blur background. Okay, so how you use that tool? Okay, so blur background tool. Uh, let's we have, for example, I am selecting this image and I am pasting it here. Okay, so we have this image here. Okay, and let's have uh, a rectangle here, and just made a rectangle here. And what we do, we have many options. For example, if I on this pass through, if I type here 50%, you see we can have pass through effect. Okay, so another option is I am making it back to 100%, and I am doing this fill to 50%. Then still we can have the similar type of effect. And so we have this effect. Now let's make it to 70%, maybe like this, and go to the effects. And in the effects, here in fill, I am going to use white color. And in the drop shadow, uh, we are going to use 4y, 4x, and maybe increase the blur amount. So you see in the here we are getting some effect. Okay, let me show you like this. Okay, so you are getting drop down effect. Okay, similarly on X slide also. Okay, so in this way you can have blur effect also, you can blur the background, or you use just simple. So in this way, you can have this drop down effect. Also, you can do layer blur, but this will don't work here. I am not doing it. I am showing. I will show it on another page. So let's type some text here. Uh, your delivery is on the way. Okay. So that mm, I am taking it, and let's increase the box here, and let's have a semi bold or medium metallic. Okay, and let's change its color to something like this. And here, uh, this one, I am detaching, and this to 85 or 75, maybe like this. So in this way, you can have drop shadow effect, you can blur it, or you can increase this amount. So in this way, you can use blur tool and drop shadow tool. Okay. You can also add stroke to have a clear vision. Now you can see in this way. So in this way, you can have uh, drop shadow effect. Let's move to another effect. For example, I am selecting this picture. Okay. And here I am adding an effect. And in effect of blur, I am layer blur. So in this way, you can have a picture with a blur background. You can decrease the amount, increase the amount, or anything. You can uh, have a rectangle on it, and you can have you can type any text on it. Like for example, I copy this and bring it here. Okay, and also increase the amount. Okay, so in this way, you can do uh, blur background effect, and also pass through effect, and you can use these effects to have a beautiful design. Okay, so let's have this one, and you see our this text is not in center. So remember, I told you that how to fix it. We will go here, and let's say instead of fixed, we will use hub content. Yes, fill container. You text, select on the text. Okay, you can have hub content, you can have fill content. Okay, so in this way our text will be in the center. So I hope you understood this tool. And now the next tool is how to make numeric buttons. Okay, so numeric buttons, let me show you what is it. Go to the community. Yes, on this you can see here these are numeric effects. These things like these buttons, these looks very beautiful. So these are numeric effects. Let me show you this one. So these are numeric effects. Uh, so how to create these kind of effects? Let's explore. Uh, let's move to our design file. Okay. So let's have design here. I delete it and see this button we have, and I am deleting it. So we have a simple button. Okay. Let's round this corner by 10. Okay. So have a close eye on it, what we are doing here. Okay. So first of all, we go to effects and add an effect. This effect will be a drop shadow. Okay. And this drop shadow will we keep it to, for example, 5 and give it 6, and blur we keep 4 or something above 4. Let us do it 5. Okay. And then again we add an other effect. Uh, okay. And in this effect we will keep it to the 2 and blur amount also to the 2. Okay. And again a drop shadow, and in this we will do exactly the opposite, -5, -6, and blur amount will be remain in positive. And here we will change the color from black to the white. Okay. And now again one more, -2, -2, and change the color to the white. Okay. Now you cannot see what we have done here. Let me show you. First we change the background color, and let's select the background color same as this button color. And now you see we have made a similar kind of morphism effect on numeric effect on this. You can play with it. You can change the shadows as you like. Okay. So depending upon your need or demand, you can change it, you can reduce it, you can increase it. Okay. You can do in this way, you can do in this way. So in this way you can make these kind of buttons. And let us change color of it to something like this one, and also select the same color. Sorry, select it, and same color of this one. See how beautiful it looks like. So in this way we can have a very beautiful design of a numeric button. So hope you understood that how you can do this thing. And now after this, I will teach you how to save the files of Figma locally because Figma works on cloud. So everything is automatically saved on cloud. Okay. So if we want to save it on our local computer for sharing with someone or sending to email, then we go here and go to the file and save a local copy. When we click on this, then it will save all the things on our computer. Okay, so wireframe example, we save it in our desktop and we create a folder of Figma and we save it. So this will be saved on our desktop and we can share it with anyone. So this is saving now. Let's wait. Meanwhile, if you have any question or if you have not understood what we have done till now, you can ask me the question in the chat box. Or if you want to learn anything which we have done before, but you forget that, then you can also ask me. Okay. So we have done this. Now let's move towards the component and instances. Okay. So how to make component and its instances? For example, I drag it here. Okay. And I make it a component. Okay. I click it here and it became a component. Okay. So now it's a component. Now let's have a few copy copies of it. Okay. I am deleting it from here. Deleting it from here. Deleting it from here. Okay. Now I go to the assets and here I have, if I name it button slash okay. So this is available here. Now I drag it here. Okay. And I bring it here. Or in the other way, I delete it, I copy it, click here and control V. Click here and control V. Now let's change its color. Let's change its color to something like this one. Okay. Or let's change it to red. And change its color to something like this one. Dark. So now you see that we have this button available. Now what happens if I change this main component, change the main component, all other will be also changed. So this is the benefit of this, that if we want to change anything in the main component, all instance will be changed and we don't have to go to the each component alone and we need to change it. For example, if I want to change the color of it to this one, you see only this one's color is changed, all other colors are not changed. Okay. So why it is happening like this? Okay, because we have changed its color already. So if we want to bring it back to the original one, then we click here and we do here reset all changes. So it will be reset to the original one, and same we can do with this one. Sorry, reset all changes. Okay, so in this way you can have you can reset these changes. For example, again I want to change it. I want to make it like this one. Okay. Now I want that all my and I want to change something here. I want to make it, for example, 12 or maybe 0. Okay. So now let's make it. So now it's in this shape. Okay. Now I want that my main component should be look like this one. Then I will go here and I go to main component and I will push the changes. So all my components will be in the similar way. So in this way, you can have uh, your components change to the main component, and you can push the changes back, or okay. So in this way you can change your components and you can play with the instances. Okay. And for example, you have this main component and you want to make an instant of, for example, we go here and we create an arrow. Okay, this is an arrow. Okay, this is an arrow. Give it 0 degree and make a copy of it and give it 180 degree. Okay, so now we have two arrows. Let's go here and click on here and create multiple components. When we create multiple components, then we can have multiple components created here in this file. Okay. So now if I want to bring an arrow here, for example, I go here and I bring an arrow here. Okay. So bring it here. Okay. And now I bring it here. And now I want to change it to this arrow. Then I just click here and it will be automatically changed. So I don't need to change the arrows. Okay, so it will be automatically changed here. I don't need to drag it here. Okay, so this is the beauty of making components. So in this way we can make components. We can use those components in the Figma file, and we have an ease of doing these things. Now let's have another example of having components. For example, this component is your main components. Okay, so if you delete this component, okay, So this component will be deleted from here. So now you cannot have this component. So you should not delete these main components. You can restore these main components if you have an instance available here. Okay, then you can select this option restore main component. Otherwise, if you don't have these things available, this instance, then you cannot bring back your main component. So you should never ever delete your main component. Another example of this is, for example, this is my logo. Okay, let's bring it, and I detach instance. Okay, now this is our logo. Now I bring it here. I name it logo. Okay, logo slash dark. Okay, now what I do, I want to make it a component. Okay, and now I want to add an instance. Okay, I click here and I have an instance of here. This is a variant. Okay, now I on this variant I give it name uh, light mode. Okay, light. Now what we do, I sorry, I click on here and I change the color of it to the white. Okay, now this logo we have available here. If I bring it here and I want to change it to the uh, change its property to the light, then we can have this light mode. So in this way, you can have instantly made in this way. So I hope you understood how to make the instances. And another thing that I want to tell you that, for example, this is our a button. I make an instance over here. I detach instance. Now I make it a bit smaller. Okay. And now what I do, I make it a component. Okay. Now this is another component. Now this is a button and we call it a large button. And this is a button, we call it a small button. So what is the benefit of this? The benefit of this is, uh, let me show you. Where it is. Okay, so make it a component. So now we have a large button, we have a small button. Okay, so if I go to the assets, then we have this button window and we have a large and small. It has automatically categorized these together. Okay, so this is the benefit of this. If you give the naming with a forward slash, okay, then it will automatically keep those buttons in the same category. For example, make it another, and now let's detach instance and change its color, its fill to um, this one, and its text to black one. Okay. Now I name it small and light. Okay. And here small and dark. And it is large and dark. Now see what happened. Now we have a button category, and in the button category, in the button category we have two categories, large and small.